So definitely need to release the pressure on this one. So let's see what this one smells like. Oh, that smells nice. That's quite different. So I've released all that, and look, it's still like rock.
I was going to say, it's got a lot more pressure in there yet, isn't it?
The amount of pressure, this is why you have to have a plastic bottle, the amount of pressure that these build up, and how strong these bottles are is quite amazing. So I've released all that pressure, and we're still like rock, so release a bit more. And the smell is very appley, very distinctive. So it's still like rock, so the pressure is continuously releasing. I still can't put a dent in it. Isn't that amazing? So as I release the pressure, it will increase the fermentation process. So this is why you need to go in there every day, or at least every other day. If you go off and leave it, you can end up with an explosion. I once had one of these that I kind of left for 2 or 3 days. I wasn't thinking, I just quickly undid the top, and the contents came out and went about 2 or 3 feet in the air. It was amazing. It took me a while to clean up, shall we say. I was in the doghouse for a while that day. So it still smells good, and it's still like rock. So this is so it just goes to show how much pressure and how much gas. So this is clearly the first one that started to ferment.
Can't you open it up a bit more and let more out quicker? Will it?
Still like rock, yes, of course I can.
Just afraid it's all going to come spraying out.
And you can see now, I don't know if you can get in close to this, but you can see it foaming. Look at that.
Oh yes, wow. I can see it bubbling like mad.
As the pressure comes out of it. So there you go. Now that is what you call fermenting, and it's still hard.
It looks like you've actually, look at the foam on that, it's amazing. It looks like it's actually carbonated pop or something in there.
What it is, it's natural carbonation. Huh? So something tells me that's going to be a great yeast starter.
Look at the bubbles, yeah.
So what you don't want is you don't want air going in, so that's why you're releasing pressure, but you're not actually letting any air in, because air has bacteria in it. And if you let, especially when you do the real fermentation, remember this is just the starter process. That's why you want to keep air out, because you don't want bacteria to get into it. So that is quite incredible how that one is working. So whatever natural yeast was on that apple peel, that's clearly a very strong one. So how are we doing now? So now it's somewhat squidgy, but it still needs to be a bit more squidgy than that. So what I should have done really is I should have released the pressure before it got that hard. But I wanted to kind of show within 5 days the effect that you can get. So it's still now what's happening is I'm tightening up again, and the yeast is bubbling away, and as it's bubbling like this, it's building the pressure back up. So what I'm really going to need to do is to release this pressure and come back in an hour or so and see if I need to release the pressure again. So right now that's fairly squidgy, so I'm going to come back to that one later today. Let's have a look at the other two. Now this is the treetop sugar water. Now that does not look good.
Well, it's not sugar water.
No, you take a look. That's bad.
Oh yes, it's got mould on the top.
Yeah, that is not good.
But it's not sugar water, it's just reconstituted apple juice. So it's supposed to be just apple juice and water. Look at that, it's horrible.
So there you go.
Yuck.
So you've got to be careful. And then, again, this is why. So if I
I don't even want to know. Ooh, just the thought.
Yeah, it does not smell good.
I'm not
you
surprised.
can tell by the smell.
Yeah, just mould on there.
It's not particularly strong, so I'm going to ditch that.
Yeah.
That one's gone bad.
Okay. Well, it definitely says you can't use treetop.
And the same with that one.
Right. So that's
this Costco stuff.
That works.
The brand from Costco. That's good stuff. Both of them are working right now.
Real apple juice.
I don't think it's the apples. So I think what I'll do is, to get some more going, is I'll ditch these. I'll really thoroughly clean these bottles out, and I mean I'll have to scrub them with a brush as well as sterilising them, and I'll get a couple more going, and we'll see if these particular apples do better in the 100% juice.
So wouldn't it be better just to get new bottles? Because I mean we've got loads of bottles.
That's true. I mean it's not like these cost anything, they're just throwaway bottles, so maybe what I'll do is I'll ditch these and just use 2 new bottles. So that's why they pay you the big bucks.
It is, isn't it?
Save me work and time. Cool. So we'll come back in a couple of hours and just check to see if that's built up pressure again. Very cool.
Yep.
Trash. Okay, so it's I didn't yesterday get around to releasing a bit more pressure. I got distracted. Not that happens very often. But it's, so what is it? It's last Wednesday and it's now Tuesday, so it's day 6. We've eliminated 2 of the bottles because you could just tell by the fact that it wasn't fermenting and you had green mould on the top that the peel was rotting rather than actually fermenting with yeast. So we've got 2 left, and let's see where we're going with this one. So it's that one and that one. They're both the 100% juice, not the concentrate and water. The other ones didn't work at all. Just looking at them, that one's cloudy. That's the right look, in as much as that means there's probably yeast in it and it's probably working quite well. This one's a little bit cloudy. They're both foaming on the top. You can hopefully see that quite well. So then there's no green mould. They both look quite healthy. That one does have a little sort of like a dark shadow on it, so that one's a little bit suspect. But we'll, you can usually tell by the smell whether it's going to be good. This one looks brilliant. This one is rock solid again. I mean, I can't express how hard that is. I can't even dent it by pressing really hard on it. This one's hard, but you can see I'm able to dent that quite well. So when I open this again, no doubt it'll foam up. And you can just see the foam starting to come, and you'll see bubbles. In fact, I can see, I don't know.
Okay, now it's really bubbling. Yes, now I can see all the bubbles.
Right, and what will happen is it will go hard again as all that gas is released. So that's the byproduct of the fermentation process. So this one is going great guns. You can hear it sizzling away. So I really need to come back to that in a minute and re-release the pressure. You need to keep releasing the pressure because you want it to keep working. So we've got a good yeast starter going there. Now let's try this one and see what happens. I don't know if you can see there, but there's some shadows on it that look a little bit brown. So
it looks like foam on the camera.
Yeah,
but
maybe okay, but let's try it.
Might be.
Let's smell it as we open it.
It does look like a bit of mould rather than.
Yeah, it doesn't smell quite as good as that one, but it smells alright. But you know, it's not really. There you go. I mean, it's a tiny bit of fermentation. So I'm not sure this one's a winner either. So that apple was definitely a good one. And we've got a good job. So there you go, 4. And I'll keep this one going because it may be okay. But after 6 days, and it's barely fermenting, we're probably going to end up ditching it. Whereas this one, so we've got 1 in 4 success rate. So it's Wednesday now, day 7. It's not this is just
plant food.
I certainly don't want to get this mixed up with our cider. That's got food, plant food in it.
Probably better put it in the cupboard out of the way, I think.
So, what have we got? How's it looking? Right, both are looking pretty good, I would say. That one's looking particularly healthy. I mean, this one looks a bit scummy. I'm not sure about that one. So I haven't been sure about that one from the start. Let's give it the sniff test. It's only rock solid again. I can't even begin to put a dent in that. Oh yeah. Very nice, and it should foam up again. And let's see what this one's doing. Let's see what that smells like by comparison. Nah, not the same smell at all, and it's not nearly as much gas. This one just ain't going to make it. So we'll keep it going, just as a comparison to this one. But we definitely got 1 success. Now, so this is probably ready after 7 days, probably good enough to start now. I'm not going to, because I'm busy during the week, I'm going to keep it going till the weekend and just let it keep going. And then on Saturday or Sunday, when I've got some time, I'll start the cider process going. But again, half the fun is in doing this, is in playing with it and seeing the results you get. You kind of got to have patience, because you kind of want to do it and fill it and have it going, and you've got to be patient and wait a week and that sort of thing. But I actually quite enjoy that process. And you can, when you smell the difference, I mean, it's a shame there's no way to put smelly vision on the camera, because this is a really nice yeasty, appley smell, and this has got a kind of, I can't even begin to... It's been described as the bottom of a mouse cage. Whatever that means. And it does sort of smell like, I imagine that must smell like. But not having kept pet mice, I don't really know.